every argument I've made for not paying Ayuk what he deserves on the Niners, does that not apply to Brock too? Like, yeah, Brock's great. And on another team, maybe he would be worth $60 million a year. But on this team that throws 29 times a game with Kyle Shanahan as the coach and that offensive line, like, why are you spending that much money on your passing game? It's not what you want. It's not the focus of your team. It's not. It never will be. So you can do it just because you're afraid people will criticize you if you don't. But is it really the right move for you? I mean, it's the same argument. Is it not?
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
it's the same freaking argument.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I like the just give Brock Purdy a blank check because he's the best quarterback you've had since Jeff Garcia. Maybe not.
Yeah, and maybe here's the thing. Maybe it does end up being the right move. And that's great if it is, but man, I sure would like to be positive that it's the right move. And the only way you're going to know that is by stripping talent away. Not all the talent. You can't give him nothing. Josh Allen's got literally nothing right now. So good luck over there. But, you know, one or two good guys, and let's see if he can carry. Let's see if he can carry.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. If the question is, look, Kyle's never going to really pass the ball enough to justify spending this much money on a quarterback, let's get rid of Brock and get another quarterback. Or you could say, let's just get rid of Kyle and get a head coach who knows what to do with a quarterback like this and knows how to pass. If you had to go with one, only have one, Kyle or Brock, who are you going with?
Dude,
that's a good question. That's a good question.
Really good question.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
on the spot. Pick one. I know who I'm going with. I know who I'm going with. You already know who I know.
We're going to disagree. We're going to disagree on this one. We're going to disagree.
Brock. I'm going Brock.
I know you are. I know you are.
I am.
Here's the thing.
Brock didn't choke in the Super Bowl.
He didn't. He didn't. I am with you on that. I think
I'm a Brock stan.
Here's what I'll say. Quarterbacks are the most important piece to winning a Super Bowl. They are more important than the head coach. I believe an elite quarterback can transcend enough to even win in spite of some of the things that Kyle does in these big games. The way that I see it is when you look at the salary cap era, look at every quarterback that's won. They're either elite or they're inexpensive.
Yep.
Right now, Brock fits the inexpensive mold.
True.
The moment that they pay him, if he hasn't won a Super Bowl by then, he's got to be elite. And I'm not talking...
Hey Steve Spagnuolo said he's Drew Brees.
What? I don't care. Yeah, and Steve Spagnuolo and that defense, they can say what they want, but what did they do? Who did they take? Here's how you know if a quarterback's elite. This is a very simple exercise. You ready for this? They decided to take the ball out of Christian McCaffrey's hands and put it in Brock Purdy's hands. So you can say all the great things about him and, oh, he's a Christian and I love him. And it's just, no. What do you think about and I love that too. I'm a Christian, but you know what? What he didn't say in that interview is he didn't talk X's and O's.
No.
He talked about him as a human being and how much he loved him.
Yeah.
That's what he talked about. And everybody turned it into like, oh my God, he just said he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. No, he didn't. And the game plan was to take the ball out of Christian McCaffrey's hands. That's what McDuffie said. That was the game plan.
It's true.
If Christian McCaffrey, we all agree, best running back in the game. You agree with that right now?
Overall, when you factor in receiving, also say Derrick Henry if we're just handing off.
Okay, but overall, best running back in the game, top two. We'll say top two. Worst case scenario, top two. Okay, if you have the best running back in the game and you pair him with an elite quarterback, if you pair him with Patrick Mahomes, what do you think the defense is going to try to stop? Patrick Mahomes or Christian McCaffrey?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Did I get it right?
Josh Allen or Christian McCaffrey?
Josh
Allen. Those are your elite quarterbacks. So if you can't say, hey, if Christian McCaffrey's paired with this guy, we're going to key in on the quarterback, that's not an elite quarterback. Brock Purdy doesn't fit that criteria, at least not yet.
I agree with all of that. And I'm still taking him over Kyle.
And paying him $50 million.
He's not a closer.
That
Not.
may be true. But
He can take it to the 8th inning, but then he needs to sit down.
You are guaranteed to not win a Super Bowl if you pay a non-elite quarterback elite money. That is what
I guess you're
30 years
guaranteed to not
of
win a
salary
Super Bowl
cap
one
has
way or
told us.
another then, huh?
That's true. Yeah, I guess. That's a possibility.
Okay, fair enough. Let's answer some super chats because it's been like 45 minutes.
Who
Brother
thought the
Bob said-
non-topic was going to be the biggest debate of the show?
It was great. I liked it. Brock is the best in the NFL. I know because PP told me so. Duh. Always trying to instigate. Silky Smooth Smithers says SB lost Kyle versus players going into 2024 season. Kyle versus the players.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening? Tinker $1, Tinker $2. I told y'all, is this a test? What? I don't understand. Yes. Daza, realistically, the Super Bowl window with the current group is 1, maybe 2 years. Are we that confident a rookie wide receiver can help us get to a Super Bowl? And if underutilized, maybe utilize him rather than trading him.
That's
Well,
why
sure.
I said I think the
trade-
5th-year deal might be the best option.
Yeah, let's fire Kyle. I'm down. I've been trying to do it for years. Let's fire Kyle. Stick with Brock. Stick with Ayuk. Bring in someone who knows what the passing game is all about. I'm down. I like that everyone agrees with me. Let's fire Kyle. Tinker is just giving away money, trying to figure out how this works. I told y'all that Trey would get lanced. Varsity Blues. Jim came in and was solid, expected, but you have to admit the last 2 seasons was pretty dang good. Oh my goodness. All the puns. They're phenomenal.
So many puns. That was actually really well done.
Great. Thank you,
really
Tinker.
well
Tinker gives $50 to write 6. Tinker, what's going on?
I think he means the 6th Super Bowl. It's the only thing I can think of.
I don't know. Tinker, I feel like you should have got more bang for your buck. What Tinker just did right here is kind of like if the 49ers were to give Brandon Ayuk $27 million a year for 6 targets a game. 6. That's what I'm talking about. That's a lot of money. You know? The Fish and Chip says the Debo contract is making it all more difficult. Yeah, that one was bad.
Yeah, it is,
so
but
hard.
they can let him go next year. They can let him go next year.
They can. Tinker says, I'm no degenerative, but just like last second in Niner sports, you'd be right to say I put it all on the line. Just saying. Tinker, you are making it rain, and I'm not sure why, but I appreciate it. Degenerative. Isn't that like, that's not what, that wasn't what, it's okay. Dave Barclay says, not even a Brock fan and hashtag fire Kyle. Pretty much where I stand. Brother Bob Kyles, it's all good, gents. Kyle Levy will make the Hall of Fame. He's already in it. His dad isn't, though. Wouldn't that be funny if Kyle makes the Hall of Fame with no rings and his dad doesn't get in with 2? Ooh, that would be
nuts. How's his dad not in, but Levy is in? That's kind of, Levy's in, right?
How is Levy in, but Seifert isn't?
It
makes sense.
Dude, I don't know.
Chris O, Niners always talk about the benefits of the cheap quarterback room. So will they trade Brock next offseason and do the same again? I mean, no. I think Kyle has to, unless he's going to change his offense.
No, because Brock's technically cheap next year too. And then if you really want to extend things out, you could have him cheap next year, franchise tag him, and then trade him.
I really hope the Cowboys trade Dak Prescott wherever, or the Raiders, so that Trey Lance can get a shot to play. And if he's good, man, that would just be so juicy. Juicy.
The content would never end.
It would be great content. Joshua Wyatt, man, I haven't seen you in months. I hate your show right now.
For Wyatt. Wow.
Not because you're wrong, but because I know that you're right. Slow motion train wreck on its way down the track. I haven't really heard from Joshua Wyatt since the Niners lost the Super Bowl. I was wondering how you were doing, man. Hope you're okay. All the best. Josh Wyatt.